Hello, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In our previous session, we discussed about a way to parse the XML data, a particular tag of XML file into RPGle program. In this session, we will do the same thing but in different manner. This time, we will parse all the tags at a time from XML file into RPGle program. Okay, so before we start discussing about the way, let me show you the XML file that we have stored inside the IFS file IFS location. So for that we have to hit the command work lnk, then you have to hit enter, and inside this we have one directory. So if you are not aware how to create directory in XML file, then you can refer the previous session, because in that session I have explained all these things. In this session mainly we will focus on the way how to create how to pass all the data tags from a data inside RPGle program. So this is the directory I'm taking two, and this is the XML file I have created inside this directory. So I will show you that. So here first tag is details, second inside that we have another tag, name tag, then email tag. So what we will do, we will write a RPGle program to parse all these tags at one time. Okay, in a one time we will parse all these tags. So what thing you need to take care of, your XML data syntax should be like this. Okay, make sure that you are opening, there is a opening tag and closing tag, otherwise it will give error. So this is the only thing we need to take care of, like whenever we are writing the XML data inside the program, make sure that it contains proper ending and close starting and ending tags. Okay, once XML file is created, then you can directly go and write the RPG logic. So let's discuss how to write that logic. Okay, so as usual, today also we are writing the code in fully free format. So for that, you have to press Shift F7. Then on the very first position, you have to write star star free. Now on below to that, we have declared few variable, file option, file name, and file options. Okay, so in last session also we discussed about these variables, and almost we see the way through which we parse the data. There is only small change we will going to do, so that we can pass all the tag at a time. So these are the same variable, and on line number 15 we have declared one data structure. So this is different. Last time we use a variable to store the output that we are retrieving from the XML file, but this time we are using data structure. So you have to create the same data structure that we have inside the let me show you that again. So if I do work lnk, then it will show you the XML file inside the texture with directory. Okay, so in this way, similar to this, we will create the data structure. So my data structure name would be details, and inside that I will declare these two variables. So here I am using dclds, then my data structure name, and it is a qualified data structure. Why? Because we want to fetch the data from the data structure with the help of data structure name dot field name. Inside that data structure, I have declared two fields, email and name. Okay, so I will show you that also, like what will happen if I change this data structure name in, like it is mandatory to keep the same as we have inside the XML file or not, that we will see in later. Okay, firstly we will discuss about the logic. So now in the main logic, what we are doing, we are storing the file path, or I have given this variable name as file name because this is related to the file name, right? We are getting the path from the file name for the file name. So if you do work link, and when you open your XML file in edit mode or view mode, then here on the top you can see your browse path. So this is the path you need to copy, and after that you can write it here and just save it in file name variable. And second thing we need to specify is option variable. So here we will pass only two options, case any and doc file. What it means, like there will be a text will not considered as a case sensitive. It means small a and capital A means same, and doc is file, so we are going to pass the file. That's why we have mentioned it as a doc file. If you remember, in last session we are also passing one more option here, which is path. But that option we only specify when we want to fetch particular tag from the XML file. But this time we are not fetching only the particular tag. We are getting the entire data. So for that reason, we are not supposed to pass that path option. Now on line number 26, I am using xml-into, and then we have to pass that variable or data structure name in which we want to retrieve the output. So here I am passing the data structure name, which is details. After that, you have to write percentage xml, and you can pass two argument here. First, the path, which is stored in file name, and second, the options that we are going to use for this xml parsing. After that, you can easily use a data structure name dot field name to print the output. So here I'm doing the same, details dot name, details dot email. And at the end, you are setting star inlar equals to star on. So it is done. Now we will compile it and see the output. So it is compiled. Now calling it. So it returns Sharmit and my email address. So if I go and show you here, so this is the data we are having inside the XML text. So we got the correct output. So let's do some modification and check whether it affects the code or not. So here what we will do, we will not keep the same name as we have inside the data structure. So let's make this details as test. So I will replace it with test, and similarly wherever we are using this details data structure, there we will change this. So here also we need to change test. Then at the time of printing, it should be test dot field name, and here also. So why we are doing this? Just for confirming that whether it affects the code or not. So I will compile it now. Okay, so it is now compiled. Calling it. So it shows XML does not match the RPG variable. Okay, so what it means, maybe we need to keep the same name here. So let's do the same thing, because we have changed all the uh, text where we are getting the data structure name as details, we have replaced it with test. So just to rectify that, what we will do, we will again make it as a details. So if this is the issue, then it should work this time, and then it will be clear for you that we have to keep this name same, details dot name. Okay, and similarly here also we'll make it as a details, and it is not correct, details. We have changed it. Now we haven't modified any other line apart from these, so it should work now. So if I compile it, we have misplaced something or we skipped something. Okay, so yeah, it is details. Okay, now try to compile it again. It is compiled now. So let's call it. This time it is returning correct output. So I hope now it is clear that we have to keep this name same as we have inside the tag. Okay, so it should work only in that case if we are providing the same structure of data structure. Here we are having as same we are having inside the XML file, but this order doesn't affect. If I declare this field above to that, then it will not affect. Let's try. So I will moving it. So now yep, uh, yeah, so now name is at the top and email is at the bottom. So let's compile it. It is working. Okay, so this is the way through which we can retrieve all the text at a time, because this time we are not passing variable to store the values, we are just directly using the data structure, and in that data structure we are getting or retrieving all the values that we have stored in between the tags of XML file. Okay, so yeah, we have discussed two sessions about the XML. In first session, we discussed a way through which we can parse the single or particular tag from the XML file. And in this session, we learn about the way to parse all the tags at a time inside the RPGle program. Okay, so yeah, That's it for this session. In upcoming session, we will learn few more things. So thank you for watching Texture Myth.